All right, we're back, everybody, with the Monday Night Wars. This is week 32, the 159th episode in the history of Monday Night Raw. It went on the USA Network from Sioux City, Iowa, on May 13th, 1996. Ratings for this Raw were a 3.5. The sixth week they've won in a row over Nitro, which drew itself a 2.3. So here is the 32nd week of WWF Raw. They won by 1.2 score in the ratings, 3.5 to 2.3. After 32 weeks, including this week, the scoreboard is now 16 wins for WWF Raw, 14 losses for WWF Raw, and 2 draws. So Nitro has 14 wins, WWF has 16 wins, and 2 draws. The Raw that won the week, 3.5 to 2.3. This is the 3.5 episode with Jerry the King Lawler and Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon welcomes us to Raw with Skip and Zip already coming to the ring. This is a taped show. Ahmed Johnson took on Zip. Sky Sunny and Skip were on the outside. Ahmed Johnson is basically in a handicap match here due to the fact that every time Sunny distracted the official, one of Skip or Zip, whoever was outside the ring, came into the ring and attacked Ahmed Johnson. Ahmed Johnson stood up to get out of a chin lock and laid back to the canvas to drop one of Skip or Zip. Even though this is supposed to be Zip, Zip came in and the Pro River Plunge drops Skip after Zip was in. They kept changing every 30 seconds or so. In the end, Ahmed wins after hitting his finishing move, the Pro River Plunge. Ahmed did this after a spine buster. Those are 2 of his 3 moves that he hits. He rated it a 1.25 stars. Next, Vader with Jim Cornette took on Duke the Dumpster Droese. Duke Droese, the trash can man, comes out. I remember liking him as a kid. Cornette joins McMahon and King on commentary. He was really selling his points home and was Cornette on commentary. He's always a joy to listen to. Vader pushing Duke, who got a haircut. Duke with short hair in this match. Him and Vader go to the floor. They brawl together. Commercial break. Back from the break, Vader average whips him twice to the steps during the break. Vader then hit a big splash off the ropes. McMahon calls it a devastating maneuver. Vader with a reverse chinlock, then claps his hands together, slapping Duke, and he hits him in the face. Vader with Duke the Dumpster Droese slaps on a headlock. In the end, Duke hit a jawbreaker in the right hand to Vader. Then a clothesline and a dropkick sends Vader down. Duke lands a shot to the abdomen, but then Duke the Dumpster hit with the Vader bomb after Vader got back in control. And that's it, around 5-6 minutes. 1.5 stars for Vader getting the victory over Duke the Dumpster Droese. The Undertaker then pushed the casket towards the ring for a promo in the ring with Vince. Vince introduced the Undertaker. Bearer said that Goldust likes the spotlight, but in your house, this is going to be his next role. Oh, yes. McMahon says, unquestionably the most bizarre WWF superstar. How do you contend with this, Mr. Undertaker? And Undertaker goes, bizarre? You're asking me about bizarre? And the fans cheered. Goldust and Marlena then head to the ring while Undertaker is speaking. He walked right beside the golden casket he has made for him, and Goldust then puts close up with the Undertaker, and Goldust says he would never dance with the devil, but he'd try anything once. And then Goldust began to fondle the Undertaker slowly but surely, grabbing his hands, and it looked like a unique contrast, gold on purple. He holds Taker's purple gloves with his own golden ones, and Taker takes a wrist lock to Goldust. He squeezes, and the fans cheer as Goldust drops down to his knees. Mankind then comes to the ring as the Undertaker was doing that to Goldust, and Mankind jumps the Undertaker and pummels him and keeps letting him right hands. Goldust then gets on top of the Undertaker and poses with him. Goldust then lays next to Undertaker. Undertaker stood up and looked at Goldust, and that scared the crap out of Goldust. Scared the shit out of him, and he went right out of the ring. He rolled right out of the canvas to the barricade wall. And him and Marlena ran away. Mankind, though, in the ring applied the mandible claw, as this would lead to their King of the Ring match in Milwaukee at the King of the Ring 1996, which was a really good match, by the way. Justin Hawk Bradshaw took on Aldo Montoya. Bradshaw just toys with Montoya in the ring, a nice spine buster, a scoop slam, power, and a senton off the side ropes. Justin Bradshaw with a bear hug, keeping his hands in the air like he wanted the fans to cheer. He just could keep going like this. Justin Hawk Bradshaw missed the clothesline, so Montoya came back with a top rope missile drop kick. Justin Bradshaw with a reversal off the rope, a big boot, and then the clothesline from hell, as Bradshaw wins. Gave that a star. Bulldog is seen in the back before the main event. He went to the beach dragging HBK into the ocean and calls him a pervert. Interesting build to their Beware of Dog match with Shawn Michaels, the homewrecker. As we saw last week, that unnamed lady that confirmed that Shawn Michaels was a homewrecker. And then it's funny because then during the next match, the main event, Shawn Michaels with Jose Lothario versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, he comes out with a valet. I think her name was April or something. And during the match, Helmsley's valet is on commentary, and Shawn Michaels comes up and puts his hand on his chin right beside her. And the King's like, look, doesn't that prove it, McMahon? How Shawn Michaels is a womanizer. Hunter Hearst Helmsley was the go-behind waistlock in this match as he fakes on his real-life good friend, Shawn Michaels. Not sure how good of friends they were at this time, but they meet in the main event in a non-title match. HBK not putting his title on the line against Hunter Hearst Helmsley, but still a big match for him. Helmsley was beating on HBK, and McMahon said, you have to wonder if Michael is distracted by all these allegations. HBK then goes for Hunter Hearst Helmsley in a hip toss. They both go to the floor. HBK skins the cat and comes back into the ring. Then back to the outside as HBK flirts with Triple H's valet, as I mentioned in that story. Showing HBK has his way with the woman. HBK with a side headlock off the ropes lets Triple H go, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley hits his nose. Michaels then rammed his nose into the post. HBK with a side headlock on the mat, and McMahon says Hunter Hearst Helmsley's going to look like Pinocchio after this. Doesn't he already? Mr. Perfect then came to the ringside area to watch Hunter Hearst Helmsley and HBK. So Mr. Perfect was at ringside for the first time on Raw in a long time. Hunter Hearst Helmsley with a knee to HBK, and Mr. Perfect again scouting it as Helmsley remains in control. Helmsley with an uppercut and a boot to the ribs. Triple H takes advantage of him on the canvas floor. Mr. Perfect looks on some more. HBK with a crossbody to Triple H and then a backslide pinning combo. Triple H kicks out and counters him to the mat hard, clotheslining him. Helmsley stomps on HBK in the corner, but the fans try to will him back on. A neck breaker by Helmsley to HBK. And then I just thought to myself during the match, Perfect, DiBiase, Hall, Nash, and Piper, all five of them went to the WCW in the spring of 1996, but were in the company as of this point. And that's a lot of people to leave in just a short amount of time. It's amazing how Bischoff even tried to take Brett as well, who was on a hiatus. HBK then goes sent for the pedigree, but HBK catapults him into the corner instead and hits an atomic drop with flying forearms. HBK kips up, and then Triple H hits with an elbow off the corner of the ring. HBK then hits a scoop slam on Triple H, and he goes to kick out. He goes for the pinfall, but Triple H kicked out. Helmsley goes for a powerbomb, but Triple H, while he went for the powerbomb, HBK came out with a Hurricane Rana, a standing Hurricane Rana into a pinning attempt, but Triple H kicked out of the cradle attempt. Triple H and Shawn go at it in the end here some more. HBK countered the pedigree attempt with a back body drop, and now HBK tunes up with a band. Hunter Hearst Helmsley's in trouble as HBK hits Triple H with a super kick out of the corner and a 3 count. Finally, in the end, around 20 minutes with commercials included, Shawn Michaels wins the match. Great match. I rated it 3.5 stars. Good to see early Hunter Hearst Helmsley up against an established Shawn Michaels. You wonder if they were friends at this time of this recording. Show closed with McMahon saying next week Stone Cold Steve Austin will take on the Wild Man, Mark Merrow. Jake the Snake will take on the British Bulldog, and HBK will be there on commentary. Bulldog closed the show with a backstage interview with Jim Ross, telling him that Shawn Michaels was not get anywhere near his wife. I rated this episode a 5.5 out of 10 because we had a great main event, and the rest of the matches on the card were still decent. We had some squash matches with the likes of Ahmed Johnson, Justin Hawk Bradshaw, and Vader, but again, a really good Triple H HBK main event. So 5.5 out of 10 seems right. Plus the Gold Dust Undertaker segment with Mankind interfering proceeded to elevate the feud and was interesting nonetheless. Raw scores a 3.5 again to Nitro's 2.3 for a 1.2 win. The difference was 1.2 in the ratings. This is a 6th straight victory over Nitro, but soon the outsiders come and the tide turns. Through 31 weeks, WWF is 16 wins, 14 losses, and 2 draws. For this week's Raw, 5.5 out of 10, I'm Brett Mix, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.